In this video tutorial, we'll use the template we've just created to design a homepage for the site and add content to it. Notice that I have Picasa web albums, Google Maps, and a YouTube video up, and that's what I'm going to use. That's for the content that I will add to the homepage. So I log in just as I did in the previous assignment. Now there's one change that you need to make that I've already done, and let me show you what that is. I have already made the website that we are working on the home page for this particular URL, which means that that's where users will go when they come directly to this site. You should do that by disabling this link and enabling this one, so that that's what will happen when users try and come to your site. So now when I say customize the web page, the template is loaded and so is the home page, and I'm ready to start working on it. Notice that I have the header, the picture, and now I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to do is add content into these containers to provide users with an explanation of the site as well as the topic that it covers. To use one of these, I double click it, which loads the design window here. And notice that there are two ways that you can look at the material you're designing. One of them is design view, which is kind of a WYSIWYG sort of interface, and then you can also see the HTML. Let me just show you real quickly what the difference is. I'm going to select Times New Roman as the script, as the font, a size 4, and bold, and type the word semester here. This is what it looks like in design view. This is the underlying HTML which produces that look. Notice that it specifies the bold as well as the font that we're using. Okay, I will clear that. And now we're ready to start afresh. At the top of this page, what I want to do, and what you should work on doing, is included an image and some text to provide an explanation of the site and the site and its topic that it's going to be covering. I'm going to use a table to format that. So let's go to Insert, Table, and now we design the characteristics of the table. There's going to be only one row to this table and two columns. 100%, which means that it covers the full width of the page. Layout alignment, I will set to left. Border thickness, I'm going to put it 0 because I don't want users to be able to see this. And now the table is ready to go. And you can see it in the dotted line text here. So in the left cell of that table, I'm going to insert an image. This is the second of the two images that I uploaded previously. And now it goes in the left-hand side of the table. In the right-hand side of the table, I'm going to provide some explanatory text about this program. I will start with a header, Times New Roman, and I will pick a header size of 5. This is Murray State University and the University of Regensburg. Notice that I can bold that simply by selecting it, just as you would in Microsoft Word. As I add text below the header, I want that to be a smaller size, so I do that by simply changing this, and I don't want it to be bold anymore, so I get rid of that. And then I provide the text that I want users to have. Now I'm going to pause here while I enter some text and then show you the type of thing that you want to be putting in this text block. Okay, I'm back and ready to resume, and notice that what I've done is just changed the formatting a little bit in that text box, provided just some very basic background information, which I would expand into more content as I develop the purpose of the site, and then an explanation of the other components of the site and how you use this site to get more information on this topic. Once I have that ready, if you want to look real quickly at what the HTML looks like, there it is. That's what puts the image in the table on one side and the text on another. I simply save. And now it's ready to go. I'm also going to use a similar approach to embed a YouTube video. And I will do that I'm going to move to HTML view. Center the page, then move to HTML view. And now I have a centered set of instructions here, and I'm going to go to the YouTube video in which I have pre-selected a short video on Regensburg, and I have the embedding command here. So I'm going to select this color scheme and the small size for the video. I don't want to include anything else, and so now my code to embed this video in the page is ready. So I simply select that text in embed and copy it with Control C or right click and copy. I'm now ready to move back to website and enter that text in HTML view right here. Now when I go back to design view, that video is directly in the middle of that top block of material in the site. So I'm happy with that. So let's hit save, and now we have that second component. So we've added an image, we've added explanatory text, we've now added some content from YouTube. Let's use the same technique to pick up a Picasa web album as well as some Google Maps. So I've double-clicked on the design box in the lower left. I'm now ready to go. I select HTML because that's what I'd like to work with there. Let me hit center first and then come back and select HTML so we can see that it's been centered as well. Now my Picasa web album is here. This is my Regensburg album. I want to link to this album by embedding a slideshow. So now I can see what the slideshow would look like. I can select the size of it, decide whether to show captions, and whether it should be an autoplay. So that looks like what I'd like to do. So now I simply, as I did before, select that text and copy it. Move back to Website Tonight, and in the HTML, paste that right here. Then click in Design View to see what it looks like. The last one I want to do is to do the same thing with my Google Maps of the Regensburg area. In Design View, let's center that as well. Then I have this map that I've already loaded from my Google Maps account. I want to link to that. And as I did before, I want to customize that and see what it looks like before embedding it in the site. And here it is in another version. So now I can see what it looks like. So I can move it out, zoom it like I want, decide whether I want to use the map or the satellite view, and customize the size. When I have it like I want it, I select that text, right click and copy it, then back to Website Tonight, and in HTML view, in the middle of those paragraph tags, simply hit paste. So now I have a fairly nice home page to the site. I have an image, I have the title bar that I've selected, the title, I have some descriptive text that describes what I'm trying to do, and then I've pulled material from YouTube, from Picasa web albums, and from Google Maps to add background and make the site a little bit more rich for my users. Now before leaving this page, there's one other thing I need to do, and that is for search engine purposes I need to provide some meta tags. So those are some of the meta tags that I want to add to the site, and I simply OK to add those, and now I'm ready to go. They were saved successfully. So now I click Show Designer to go back to that view, and I'm ready to publish. Here are the details. Now notice that this has become my home page. My social page is available, but is no longer the home page of the site. I have the title that I want. I have the default picture that I want. I have links to the home page and the jump station. The explanatory text I entered is there. My YouTube video is there. I have a web show slideshow that comes from the Picasa web album, and I have a Google map that comes from my Google Maps account that I created earlier. So now I have a home page that pulls content from 3 or 4 different sources and uses a custom designed template that I created earlier in this project, and I'm now ready to start to develop new pages, and those will be the topics of the next video exercises.